Welcome to the GSL. I'm Tasteless, and with me is Artosis, and we are both sporting the Justin Bieber hairdo today.
You're copying me, Tasteless.
I know, I'm
see
trying
how
to be
handsome
you.
I am lately.
Actually, I just had to change my hairstyle. I'm emo now that Clyde's out of the tournament. Welcome to the GSL. We have many games to cast today, not as many as yesterday. I am feeling good, though. I got to get some extra sleep.
Dude,
and we're in the round of 32. That was actually crazy.
That was the most tiring 3 days of my life.
Yeah,
I actually slept 13 hours.
Did you? Yeah, I think I probably.
I woke up and it was 1 p.m. and I was like, "Oh my God, my day's already gone." But that's fine because I have the GSL to go into.
Yeah, and it's the round of 32, which means the game quality is going to get even better. We're going to start the day off with actually a Korean against a Taiwanese player. I'm Nestea against Sen. Sen, an old school StarCraft 1 solid player. This guy would bash pro gamers. He's just amazing. I actually trained with him myself when I was a competitive StarCraft 1 player, and this guy beat me, I think, literally more than anybody, like win-loss rate, he beat me more than anybody ever has. It's actually, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Well,
you say something.
I will. Sen is a legend. He's great. He's awesome, and he lives in the incredible Miracle House, which, of course, is Nestea's team. The problem here is Nestea is like the best Zerg vs. Zerg I have ever seen.
It's true.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. If you're new to the GSL, welcome. But also, Nestea won GSL Season 2. This is our champion. He got all the way to the finals without losing a single game. And most of the games are not even close. It was like Nestea just manhandling people. So I got to say, this is not going to be an easy match for Sen, no matter how good he is, no matter what kind of reputation he has behind himself. So
let's take a look at who's qualified so far. 14 Terrans in the round of 32.
Right.
6 Protoss and 12 Zerg. So that is the overall standing. Zerg at just over a third. Terran at a little bit more than a third. And then Protoss at well under a third. There's my fraction.
There's the
fractional breakdown for y'all. Not a lot of Protosses left.
That surprises me, too. I feel like Protoss is pretty strong right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we have maybe even 2 Protoss in the Final 4 here because the Protoss players that are still in this are so good.
There are some sick ones left, man.
Yeah.
Guinea Pig, Next Genius. Wow. Sickly good players.
Yeah. By the way, special thanks to our sponsors at Sony Ericsson. Without sponsorship like yours, we wouldn't be able to have awesome esports events. And, of course, to our viewers, we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in and joining us. Artosis and me, we love StarCraft. We love talking about StarCraft. We love watching StarCraft, so it's great to share our passions with you guys. We are getting a lot of new viewers and stuff. We have a lot of noobs tuning in, so we're going to try to keep this noob-friendly as well as appealing to the veterans.
Don't make any promises,
Artosis will probably be appealing more to the diehard StarCraft players. I'll try to still make it noob-friendly, so we all kind of feel like we're still part of the action here. But again, round of 32, I can't believe we're here. Although casting all those round of 64 games back
I can absolutely believe it.
I actually feel like taking years off my life. But again, the quality of these games is going to be so much higher. Also note, the GSL, the largest, the biggest, the bestest esports tournament in esports history. Not just for StarCraft, for any esport. Our prize pool is actually insane. We're actually crazy here at GOM TV. We're giving away almost $87,000 for first place.
Yeah, something right around there.
That's so much money.
Yeah.
That is so much money, Artosis. Anybody can participate in the GSL, and we've had thousands of participants in our GSLs. You just sign up, show up in Korea, and you
not
can
anymore.
Play. Yeah, not anymore, but for the history of the way this tournament is. Because, with StarCraft 1, you had to have a pro gamer license. You had to do all this stuff. It was really complicated. And it was really hard to break into that scene despite so many people wanting to do that. We made it much more accessible for everybody here at GOM TV.
And it still will be.
Yeah.
There's going to be some restrictions and stuff. We'll tell you about that
We're
later.
setting up a new system. It'll still be very accessible, don't worry. But because after this GSL, we're going to have a whole system of different tournaments we're going to be doing. I can't wait to do that as well.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But, Tasteless, let's take a look at, I think it's going to be our results from yesterday.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. So, for day one.
Oh, this is actually what we're going to do in the round of 32
okay, so
here
we're
today.
Do day one, the round of 32.
I'm Nestea against Sen. Then we have Goma, a.k.a. Little Boy, a.k.a. Kid, whatever you want to call him. I like to call him the happiest man in the whole wide world. He's going to go against Mecha Prime. Then we're going to have Golden Foyu against Startails Go Boogie. Then TSL Rain against NSP Genius. Some really good matches here today. Tomorrow, we're going to see New Dawn. He's the one who took out Into the Rainbow against Bit by Bit Prime, the guy who took out, of course, Hey Pro from Team Liquid. Then we're going to have TSL Fruit Dealer against SC Foyu, Liquid Rat against the Best Foyu, and Hongun Prime against JSL Zenith.
Going on to day 3 in the round of 32, we have Marine King Prime. That is Boxer, also known as Boxer, from the finals. He got second place in GSL Season 2. Then we have ST Monster, TSL Guinea Pig.
Looking forward to that match.
Against Enoch Foyu. I'm really excited to that. See if Clyde will be avenged. OGS Hyperdub and OGS MC. 2 OGSs. Only one will move on. And after that, you know him as July Zerg. He's back. He's playing StarCraft 2. Same race, but new game. And he's going to be playing it off against Alive Foyu.
I am very interested in that match.
Day 4 round of 32 is going to be Liquid Genro from Sweden against Fox Moon. Yes, that's the same Moon from Warcraft 3. Probably the best Warcraft 3 player of all time, up there with Grubby. Against EG, and then next is going to be EG Hydra against I'm MVP. Choya Foyu against Czech Prime. And Slayer's Boxer, the Emperor himself, against Polt Prime.
We are leaving Slayer's Boxer in that last slot every single week.
He saved the best for last. So this is going to be a pretty cool day.
It is. I'm excited for these matches. I'm excited for Sen. Can he do it?
I hope
he can, his ZVZ is going to be off the hook.
Yeah.
I was just talking to him out back. He said his ZVZ is very good right now, but it's always been a matchup that Sen has had a little bit of trouble with. We've even seen him go other races against Zerg occasionally from time to time. But we'll have to see, man. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous.
Well, we've both known Sen for such a long time. He's a good friend of ours. We've competed against Sen in tournaments. We've trained with Sen, so it's kind of exciting to see Sen down here now. But Nestea, I actually have to admit, I'm a bit of a Nestea fan myself.
Of course, me too. He's
not so much for the drink.
A brilliant Zerg.
Yeah, he's just so solid. You know what makes me happy is that everybody kind of criticized him in StarCraft 1. He wasn't very accomplished. A lot of people were kind of joking, oh, God, here he is in StarCraft 2. What, if he didn't accomplish that much in StarCraft 1, what could he possibly do in StarCraft 2? And you know what? Who's laughing now?
It's Nestea is laughing all the way to the bank, tasteless.
Rolling around in a pile of cash. So, I'm it's too bad these guys will have to duke it out now. But that's the GSL.
It is. It is.
That's what we're going to have to do. ZVZ, still, even though we've cast it more now, the matchup we've still commentated the least out of all the matchups in the game. And then I would think PvP, off the top of my head, would be next. So, it's a matchup you know much better than I do, Artosis. You're actually the expert on this one. I think Z is the race I know the least about. But I can say that this is the matchup that's still being figured out.
Oh,
big
it's
time.
definitely still being figured out.
There's so many different things people are doing.
There are.
Yeah.
There's actually been a huge metagame shift. It's actually in the middle of it right now on the Korean server, so I'm pretty excited about that. In fact, Fruit Dealer kind of showed us right at the breaking edge of the metagame shift. Notice how he actually got early pulled, but he went hatchery first and held it off.
Right.
With the new improved drone AI, you go up to 17 drones if you go hatchery first against a quick pull, and you can actually hold it off if you micro correctly.
Right.
So Zerg vs. Zerg is going to switch over, most likely to pure hatchery first, but some of these 10-pool Baneling, 12-pool Baneling builds may hard counter that. We're going to have to see. But again, I think that I don't know if both these players are going to know that yet, but hatchery first is going to be the strong build in ZVZ.
We're going to find out. That's not bad analysis. Taking a look at both of our players, though, we have I'm Nestea on the left. On the right is going to be Sen. Remember, Sen, not a Korean. He's from Taiwan. And I have to say he's going to be a very formidable opponent.
Yep.
While I'm, being a good friend of Sen, I guess I'm sort of rooting for him. I have to admit, I honestly have no idea who's going to win this. I'm not actually kidding here. Sen is really solid, and he has been training on the same team as Nestea, which means, with Nestea being, in my opinion, the best Zerg in the world, that's got to help. That's got to, add to your skill, level you up a little bit, if you will.
Definitely. Sen from the team Fnatic, a very strong team. based mostly in North America. Has some great players like TT1 on it.
Yeah, I've met some of the people that run Fnatic. Very nice guys. Very friendly guys.
Little shout out to Xerus, one of my favorite nerds in the StarCraft community.
Xerus does a lot to support StarCraft.
Certainly does.
So good to see all these. I think generally people associated them as Counter-Strike teams.
Yeah.
But now they're kind of multi-gaming, branching out and doing all this stuff. So hold that thought. The map lineup: Lost Temple, Scrap Station, and Delta Quadrant. Now it's Zerg vs. Zerg, so the positions won't be too impactful.
No,
although with Delta Quadrant, that can be because it's not actually entirely symmetrical.
That's right. It's a clockwise map. It rotates.
Korea #1 versus Taiwan #1.
That's a good way to look at it.
That's actually very true.
Yeah, so, we did have, of course, Nestea won the last GSL, so, I mean, you have to call him Korea's #1 until the next GSL is over, and then Sen, undisputed #1 of Taiwan.
Right.
Has been since the dawn of time, basically. He is an amazing gamer. So this is pretty exciting, Tasteless. Both very small countries with a lot of people and big esports scenes, even though Taiwan is not actually that big in RTS, much bigger in FPS games.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that. Taiwan actually is a huge esports scene. They actually do show esports on TV there.
It's actually just like Korea in the fact that it's the second most watched sport in Taiwan, esports. So, chew on that one. Special Force is actually the biggest game over there.
That's actually a Korean-made game.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's a small world.
Dragonfly, right?
Yeah, Dragonfly has created that.
So, make no mistake, having the #1 Taiwanese player down here fighting the #1 Korean is actually a pretty big deal. It's not like this guy is really good. It just happens to be from Taiwan. I mean, he has an entire culture that backs him in this practice, this esport that we have here.
Yeah.
So I know there's probably a lot of Taiwanese viewers here. Greetings to you. If this is your first time watching, welcome. We encourage you to tune in again. I've never been to Taiwan, but I wish I could go someday.
I hear
it's a lovely place. Yeah. And best of luck to Sen, I guess. But then again, hold that thought. The countdown started. Let's get ready for some ZVZ action on the map, Lost Temple. Actually, it's misspelled on my sheet. It says Temple, but you know what I mean. The game's loading. Brace yourself. Okay, in the red, our Taiwanese player. Definitely a force to be reckoned with.
I am Nestea.
Oh, he's not. Excuse me, that was actually Nestea. That was our Korean player. Sorry. Over here in the blue is a very good Taiwanese player. He is none other than
Sen.
From Team Fnatic.
That is right.
That's right.
Great to see some of these players from foreigner teams making it down here.
A lot of supporters here for Sen. Obviously not just in the studio, but around the world here. And by the way, I just want to say it's so great here at the GSL to see that these games have finally, Korea's finally globalized. At the point where we have Koreans, Americans, Taiwanese players, Swedish players, German players, people from all over the world coming down here and competing under one big umbrella.
Yeah, that's very right. The StarCraft 1 community was very closed off here. StarCraft 2 going to be much more accessible, especially if you're a top-level player in the future.
Now, Zerg vs. Zerg, these guys are pretty close together.
Yep.
So, going hat-trick first isn't as dangerous as it is in PvZ.
No.
But it is certainly going to be a little bit riskier with the proximity of these two players.
Yeah, but notice they are both going to go hatchery first, and as I was saying, this is a shift in the metagame of Zerg vs. Zerg. Only, straight-up early pool Baneling builds are really scary to this build once you actually understand how to control your drones versus an early pool.
Right.
So this is going to become, what you're watching right now, this is basically going to become the norm of Zerg vs. Zerg. So Zerg players out there, pay attention. Get out your notebooks. Take some notes. Don't be doodling. Eyes on the screen. Ears on Artosis. And we'll let you know how to do this.
You heard it from the expert here. Both of them hatching first. ZVZ and StarCraft 1. I guess the crude way to describe it was somewhat more broken.
It's rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, it couldn't actually tech up to many different units. It mainly was comprised of Zerglings and Mutalisks.
In Zerg vs. Zerg and StarCraft 2, it's, as you said, Taze, this is still being figured out.
Yeah.
There are games where we actually see every single unit used.
Right.
That is actually something that happens. Corruptors a little bit less so because they're turned into Broodlords immediately, but yeah, every unit can be used in a ZVZ. A lot of that is because of the Infestor. The Infestor is, that is a unit that says, hey, let's not attack each other because it's going to get really messy, literally, with fungal growths.
Yeah, no kidding. I remember back when I was playing random in the beta, when I kind of figured out the role of the Infestor, I just remember being really excited because it not only was great at killing units, but it was great at delaying attacks, too, which meant sometimes you could rush up to Infestors and then, delay them from just getting to you, essentially.
Now, notice this. Already we have speed going up for I'm Nestea. Sen, on the other hand, making a ton of Zerglings and a Baneling nest. So Sen is actually going to go ahead and fast expand into a very quick Baneling rush, whereas Nestea is trying to do, the Speedlings first. Now, Sen, if he can actually get some Banelings morphed, this could be very hard for Nestea to actually deal with.
He's going to need to hide these Lings if he does go Banelings because, of course, with speed, those Zerglings of Nesteas can just dart up there and eliminate all of the Banelings on the way.
Now notice he's only making a few right there. Making only 3 Banelings.
Look,
Nestea doesn't quite see it. Beautiful placement by Sen. See that? Just a few. He has to have enough to slow down any Zerglings that come out to attack because he can't be canceling Banelings. He'll be in too much trouble. But Sen actually looking like he is in a great spot here.
Oh my God.
He has a lot of Banelings and he is coming in here. Nestea is going to be scared. Going to lose that queen very fast. And, well, we'll have to see. Sen getting a little bit outrageous. But, if they're both making Zerglings non-stop and there's some Banelings in there, Sen is going to be in a pretty good position. He is morphing some more Banes. And look at this. This is Sen in control of this game.
Sen looking very good. There are more Lings on the way.
Oh, my God. Go, Sen, go. Look at this. A lot of Zerglings out there. Here comes another Baneling.
And what Nestea's doing right now is very difficult. He's trying to engage the Zerglings while avoiding the Baneling.
That's right. Oh.
Nestea's actually doing a really good job of holding on to this.
That's right. He certainly is. But right now, Sen has 15 Zerglings against 6 of Nestea. He's down 2 drones, but that's fine. And look at this. Just making some more Banes. Sen right now is spending all of his gas on Banelings as opposed to any on
Zergling speed.
Yep. And in fact, he's only mining from his geyser with 1 drone. So he realizes he has to have a lot of Zerglings out there. But there is going to be a counterattack by Nestea. Sen in a great position here. Nestea getting in with only 4 Zerglings. They are damaged. The drones will be able to take that out as long as Sen pays attention. He does! Going to take those out. But here we have in the Nestea main. Oh my God. Sen does have some Zerglings out there. It looks like he just killed what looked like it was going to be a spine crawler. Very hectic game right now.
Very tense. Right off the bat with Zerglings battling Zerglings, Nestea is in a very difficult position though, because Banelings, you make one mistake and it's basically you're going to be so behind. So Nestea's approach to this is to run around. Nice job
very
picking
good
off that
move.
Baneling.
That is exactly the type of thing you need to do. Now Sen, he has so many Zerglings out surrounding the Speedlings with them. That is huge. Notice Nestea, he can out micro, but he just does not have the same number because of those good Banelings. Excuse me. And Baneling, right now, Nestea is catching some Zerglings that are turning around, but ooh, Sen losing some ground there by having the targeting the hatchery.
Yeah, hatchery
now,
about half health. We have more Lings coming down right now. And if I don't know if Nestea's going to be able to hold on to this expansion. He can block the ramp here. And if any more Banelings come in here, it's going to be bad news here for Nestea.
That's right. Sen only needs
He's actually not even mining gas anymore.
Tasteless. Right over here, we do have a Baneling coming, as well as Sen's Queen is entering the middle of the map to take out Overlords. It is Overlord hunting.
He's trying to attack that Baneling.
Oh, and he gets it. Very nice move. Sen has to be careful if he engages with less Speedling, with less slow Zerglings. Nestea can take him out with his Speedlings.
Yeah, Speedlings always beat Slowlings.
Yeah, as long as they are similar numbers. And, well, it looks like he may get this hatchery.
If he gets the hatchery, he can back away. or he does have the option to continue to engage.
And he gets it. He's going to want to go back and defend because Nestea has switched over to Banelings. This is why Nestea is such a great Zerg vs. Zerg player. He is playing brilliantly here. Sen actually might be killed at this point. Don't get too excited. He did take out the hatchery, but he does not have speedlings. And this is a lot of Banes coming out of Nestea. Sen is going to be a little bit panicked when he sees this coming for him.
He's trying to mine gas again. He stopped temporarily to get more minerals.
If he wants to put up a spine crawler, it's going to be late, unfortunately. Very uh-oh. And look at that.
The Queen is attacking. More Lings are on the way. It does look like Nestea might come back here. Both these guys severely damaged. No Queen out here to defend these drones.
Yeah, with no Queen, he does have the double hatchery, so his production will be similar to Nestea's.
Meanwhile, there's Banelings being morphed over here inside Sen's main. This is actually one of the most awesome ZVZs I've ever seen in my life.
This is a beautiful ZVZ, no question about it. Nestea just slipping in that Baneling tech, and here he goes, Tasteless up to Sen's hatchery. This is going to have to be a GG.
That, I think, is going to be GG.
You know, Sen played a beautiful game, and he's going to go ahead and try for another attack with Banes. But Nestea should be able to defend this. He's got enough Overlords to vision what's coming in, so that he can micro correctly with Speedlings and Banelings. The speeds are going to give him a real advantage against what Sen is doing here.
Yeah, speed is really important with Zerglings, and not having that is just bad news for you. Nice job there, using the Zerglings. Oh! I spoke too soon when I said nice job.
And the Speedling's going to run by target drones. Sen cannot be happy here. Will he even use the Banes? No, decides not to.
I really got to hand it to Nestea. He is playing so well.
He is. I mean, I've said it time and time again, his decision-making is impeccable. The best I've ever seen, especially in ZVZ.
And
there we go.
Here we go again.
Sen is going to have to GG here, man. It's getting gross. If we look at the unit count, 7 drones for Sen, 13 for Nestea. A Queen also for Nestea. GG. And very close game. Sen is taken out, but you can see that Nestea is like, oh my god, I almost just lost to ZVZ.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a tense game.
That's right. You know, Sen just kept on producing the Zerglings. It was a very good strategy, but unfortunately, he had nothing at home to stop the counterattack of Banelings when Nestea finally just sacked the hatchery. The hatchery bought him enough time to get his own Banelings out. Sen had stopped mining the gas because he had a few less drones. He had to keep his Zergling count well above Nestea's because not only was he the attacker having to rally from far away, but he did not have Zergling speed. So he had to have more Zerglings at all times. This cut down his Baneling count. Both very viable, very good strategies for the locations. Nestea simply slightly outplayed Sen, but both of them played so immaculately well.
It was really a beautiful sight. I love how Sen sent his Queen out. He realized in that instance, like, all right, if I could just take out 1 or 2 Overlords. We started the action so soon. It's not like, he's going to have additional Overlords, out. So he sends the Queen out in the middle of the map, skipping larva injects to just shoot down an Overlord or 2 in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
That also messes up
what he can see coming in.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't see Banelings being morphed.
This is actually something very common. When you get a couple Queens, oftentimes you'll send one out into the middle of the map, cover it with your Speedlings, and kill Overlords.
Right.
It's huge in ZVZ right now on the Korean server. I'm not surprised that we saw that. I'm telling you, that was amazing play by both players. Sen really knows what he's doing.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Man, that was such an awesome game. We're going to go to Scrap Station next. This is a map that requires very different Zerg vs. Zerg.
Yeah. Hatchery first, of course, is still going to be very doable, but, well, we might see something else as well.
Let's get this game started. ZVZ, Sen versus Nestea. Who's going to win? Let's find out now.